Alright, welcome back to the SuperCoach Nuff channel. In this video, we're going to look at my final team before game week 1 of the 2023-24 Premier League or Fantasy Premier League season. So our Premier League kicks off this weekend. Last chance to sort of put together your teams and all that before the season starts. And I've made a few changes, so I'll go through the team. Since my last video, that is. So the first change there you'll see is I've used up all the money. It is nice if you can get that 0.5 mil in the bank, but I guess just the way that things fell, I couldn't quite work it out. In fact, I sort of had to cut a couple of corners to get most of the pieces I wanted in the team. But we'll have a look anyway. The goalkeepers haven't changed, I'm pretty sure. So I've got Johnston and Areola. Ideally, if it can happen before game week 1, we'd love to get Matt Turner in from, he's currently with Arsenal, but sounds like he might be moving to Notts Forest and getting the job there. In which case, he'd become a starting $4 million player. Ideally that works out. If not, we'll just have to wait till we use our wild card to make that move. It might cost us, zero point 0.1, 0.2, but it's probably not worth doing a trade to trade the goalkeeper on your bench. I guess the reason why we can't bring Matt Turner in now is we have got 3 Arsenal players. Um, so one of them being Gabriel in the defence. So I did have a pretty stacked backline previously with Trent, Alexander-Arnold, Kieran Trippier, and Purvis Estupinan. But just when I looked at other teams, it seems like the play is to go quite big in the midfield, and sort of skimp a bit down back. So I sort of cut out the 2 big hitters. Trent, it's a little bit unsure about how strong Liverpool's defence is going to be with the big switch up in formation. Kieran Trippier, Newcastle have a really rough draw for the first month. So, you can wait a bit on him. So by cutting down some money in my defence line, I've been able to sort of stack the midfield a bit more, um, which is, I guess, the sort of meta it would seem for the start of the season. So as I said, I've got Gabriel, wanting to get an Arsenal defender. They've got a ridiculously good run, so it seemed to make sense to triple up on Arsenal. Um, so here's the defensive option I've gone with. He's capable of scoring a goal. Um, I was looking at Timber, the new left back, but they do also have Zinchenko. They have Kieran Tierney. So they have a few options there at left back, whereas Gabriel seems a bit more solid. So I thought, a lot of the good players are going with him too. So I'm just going to go with the defensive template, I suppose, for the time being and reassess. Stupinan, he's stayed in the team. Seems like the best value, $5 million midfield defender even. He's quite aggressive and attacking on the left wing back for Brighton. Brighton's got some pretty good fixtures first up too. So I think he's pretty much a lock. Ben Chilwell from Chelsea, so he seems to be a popular pick after pre-season, given that he looks quite attacking on that left side for Chelsea. There's a few different names in there that could break out, and I guess with Chilwell, he's one that's got runs on the board. So I think a pretty good pick and happy at 5.5. That's sort of probably the limit that I could get clearly from the amount of money left. And so then also to accommodate my massive midfield, I've had to go with the two $4 million options. So Bulldog, he's still in my team. But I've also gone with Kabore from Luton, who's a right wing back. They play a back five similar to Sheffield. Chance of some attacking points, hopefully a couple of clean sheets. But, at 4 million, they're probably going to spend most of the time on my bench. As I've promised, the stack midfield. So double up Arsenal with Martinelli and Saka. So Saka's been in the team the whole time. There's a few options there in Arsenal for the third sort of Arsenal slot. And I just landed on Martinelli because he plays that left wing position. So he's sort of the mirror of Saka in the sense of those attacking opportunities. Um, yeah, it's one probably as well. It's go with the crowd. He's the most popular pick out of there's him, there's Odegaard, there's Trossard's come into prominence after the Community Shield. Um, Kai Havertz could be an option, but yeah, we'll go with Martinelli. And so also gone with Fernandes and Rashford, so the double up in the Man United, which as a Liverpool fan makes me feel a bit sick. But Bruno Fernandes, he's always been the one that I've tried to put in the team. And with Rashford again, it's sort of going with the crowd because you don't want him to get away from you playing as the striker. And then when they do get their striker Hoyland, I think it is, he'll just slide out on the left wing. So until another option jumps out of the ground, I'm happy to run with Rashford as that you know, sort of above print or above price option, I suppose. And James Madison, so a lot of people going with the $6.5 million option here, but I've talked about the way that Ange Postecoglou sets up, the fact that Madison will sort of be playing that eight role and could be quite aggressive in pushing up and being involved in attacks. And a player with his skill set is definitely capable of playing that role really well. So he's one I've wanted to include, and as I said, I've made a couple of sacrifices around the fringes to make that happen. So onto the forward line, and I guess starting right to left, Haaland, no need to explain. If you haven't got him, you will be playing catch up. So I think you just set and forget. Nick Jackson from Chelsea, so it looks like he's going to be the number nine. And at a team like Chelsea that you expect to do better than last year, he could be super great value. And then I had 5.5 million left, so I've gone with Yao Pedro from Brighton. So I wanted to have Mitama and get into the Brighton attack because, like we said with the Stupinan, they've got really good opening fixtures. Looks like he's going to sort of play number 10 role behind the striker, which could be pretty fruitful in a team that's got a nice start to the year. So he looks like the best 5.5 million option. Obviously, if I downgraded Madison and had the extra million, the 6.5 options like Eze, I like Mitama even. There's one more that escapes me. I could upgrade this position to Wissa from Brentford, who's playing as the main man while Ivan Toney's out of action. Um, yeah, and I guess then you could also use the other 5.5 to upgrade the defence, or maybe go a 5 million goalkeeper. But I guess I'd probably lean towards a 4.5 defender. But yeah, as I said, once we get into the season, give this team probably a couple of weeks, and then we can reassess. Like I said, if we see an upgrade option that we really want to get, we've got Rashford that we can probably downgrade to a 6.5. And at one stage I was running with that and carrying 2.5 mil on the bench. Well, actually, I think I'd upgraded Pedro to someone like Darwin Nunez. So yeah, I think if Nunez starts this season and looks good, I think I'll very quickly change those two to Nunez and a 6.5, and then we'll go from there. But yeah, a bit of a safe, conservative team to start the year. I guess I should show you the setup format, what formation was. So no surprises. It's a 2-3-5. Oh, 3-5-2. Sorry, I've said it the wrong way around. Probably the one surprise is Pedro starting this week over Jackson. I guess he's playing my team Liverpool, so I thought, well, hopefully he doesn't score, and hopefully Pedro gets involved against the Luton Town. So it is nice having those options that you can flip in the second forward slot. Kabore and Baldock, that's probably their spot for most of the foreseeable future. And then obviously Captain Haaland, you can't go too far wrong. And VC on Saka against Notts Forest should go pretty good, I think. But yeah, there's the team. Well, we got almost 6 million players, so hopefully we go all right this year. Um, if you've got any thoughts on the team, feel free to add them in the comment section below. If you enjoy the FPL content, remember like the video, subscribe to the channel to get all the updated content throughout the summer. And other than that, I'll catch you in the next one.